This is the Legion Go 2, and it's easily becoming one of my absolute favorite PC handhelds of all time. As you can see, I've made a couple changes, a couple upgrades, and it's just made it that much better. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to Digital Jedi Gaming. I'm Matt, and today we're going to upgrade the hard drive in our Legion Go 2. So it's not an incredibly difficult task, but there is a couple things you need to know. So first things first, let's cover what we need to do this, right? So obviously we need a Legion Go 2. Next thing we're gonna need a new hard drive, right? So you're gonna do a Gen 4 because the Gen 5s, although they're the new hotness, Legion Go 2 doesn't support them. So you can put a Gen 5 in there, but you're only gonna get Gen 4 speeds. So why bother? Save the money and get a Gen 4. I have a 2 terabyte Western Digital Blue. The Western Digital Blacks are great. There's a couple other ones. Now, the Legion Go 2 itself has a heatsink in there, so you want to be careful which ones you stick in. Like the last upgrade we did was on the ROG Xbox Ally X, and there was plenty of room in there to put one with a heatsink. So you don't want to put one with a heatsink. You want to put a thinner one in here, okay? So in addition to that, you're going to need some tools. You're going to need a 0 screwdriver. You're also going to need a longer one because there's 2 screws that are deep. You're also going to need a couple spudgers, maybe some pick tools, whatever your preference is. That's what you're going to need to take the hard drive out. When you take all those screws out, you're going to need something to put the screws in. So, either like a magnetic part holder, or I like to work with these rubber mats. And one of the cool things about the rubber mats is you got little divots in them, so you can put your different screws. It works well with my OCD, right? Microfiber towels. I love to use microfiber towels to lay them down and place the device down when you need to go and screen down on the device. So that's a really good thing to have. The other thing too is that you got a couple different options here. Are you going to clone the drive? If you're going to clone the drive, you're going to need a cloner. And cloning the drive is pretty straightforward. I'm going to put a link into a video from a friend of mine. Her name is Nelly from @Gaming Repairs. Excellent video on how to clone the drive. The other option would be to use a USB drive and go to Lenovo's website. It should be a high-speed USB drive, and download the software and just reinstall it from Windows that way. Now, in order to do that, I'll put a link in directly to Lenovo's website, but right underneath here, there's a serial number there, and you can use that to download the software. I'm not going to do that today because I'm going to try installing Bazat on here to see what it is, and Bazat's pretty straightforward. I'll leave you some links on the guide on how to do that, but yeah, man, let's get started. So all right, so the first thing you want to do is obviously first you want to make sure it's powered down, right? So it's not powered on, make sure it's completely powered down. Next thing you want to do is you want to take out any micro SD cards you have. I mean, you shouldn't be impacting it, but you only have to make the mistake once to learn. And I did that with a Steam Deck where I forgot to take the micro SD card out and ruined the micro SD card. So I always take them out and put them aside. All right. Next thing you want to do is you want to move your controllers. Put them aside because we don't need them here. Okay. So see, I like to lay it on top of the microfiber cloths. The rubber mat, the anti-static mat works great, but I want to protect the screen. All right. So you can do a couple of different things. Like I said, you can put your screws in a part holder, or you can put them in the little bits here. So initially, there's 6 screws here, and there's also 2 screws down here, which is what you're going to need the deep well screwdriver for. Okay. So let's start with these. None of this is high torque. Don't use any kind of electric screwdrivers or anything. Pretty straightforward stuff here. And they're all the same set of screws. It doesn't matter. But what I like to do is I like to put the screws from the left side in a left divot, and the screws from the right side in the right divot, and the screws from the under the kickstand, I like to put them down in the middle there. It's just how my mind operates. Works for me. If you're curious, as I mentioned earlier, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but you need a 0. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. I'll post a picture of it, but you need a number 0 Phillips head bit. Okay, so you got those 6 out. So you lift the kickstand door up, and then there's 2 in here. Don't forget these because you do a lot of damage if you do. And just go slow. There's one. It's funny because there's some sort of magnetic strip here. So when you pull the screws out, they pop right in there and they get stuck. There's 1. Just take those out there. Bottom left one, right one. Okay. I don't think that actually matters, but that's just how my mind works. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put this aside here. Okay. So next thing you're going to need is spudger tool, pick tool. Be super gentle here. You know, there's clips underneath here. Find a spot where you can maybe stick it in there and see what you can get to work. Not really any spots, so I'm going to try here in the middle. Let's see what we got. Okay. So what I did is I used a thinner one right there. Stick it in there. Look, it bent it a little bit. See that? Jam it in there. Kind of create a small gap, right? It's thinner. And then take a thicker pick tool to kind of wedge the gap open. So you see what I did? Right. Then from there, you should be able to stick your spudger in there. Take a little bit wider spudger. And just kind of work your way through it until you get it to pop. You hear that? I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but as you work your way through, you'll hear it to start to pop. And you just go slow. Don't put any pressure, don't lean on anything. It should all just start to pop loose. And if you can tell now, there's a gap there. See there? There's a gap, it's starting to form. Just take it slow because you don't want to damage anything. This is not a, this is an expensive device. So just kind of work your way around. And then the more you work your way around, the easier it'll become. So once you get that done, lift it up and put it away, and you see the clips, little tiny clips everywhere. So you just want to be gentle. Last thing you ever want to do is snap these, because then it's a whole nother problem. Okay, so now you have that there. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is, so the SSD is right there, right? But you have a couple critical things you need to address. First off, the battery itself is in the way, okay? Battery's pretty straightforward. If you look at the battery, there's a cable here and 2 screws, one here, okay? So what we need to do is remove all these. So we're going to take our trusty screwdriver. One there. One there. And we're also going to lift the battery cable straight up so you can just get your hands underneath it. Okay. It should just pop out. It's pretty sturdy, and don't rip on it, but there we go. That's good. And once you get those out, you should be able to just lift this bad boy right up. Be careful with this. You don't want to bend it or anything like that. Put that there. Okay. So the next step is to take the fan out. If you look at the fan, I don't know if the camera's going to catch it, but right here, I'll take a picture of it. There's a screw right there that you need to remove. See that? There's also a cable attached here that you don't want to disconnect from the fan. So you have to be really delicate. This cable's there. So just be careful. All you're going to do is remove this one screw, flip the fan over, and then your SSD is right here. All right. All right. So now let's take that screw out there. Okay, and then once you take that screw out, just gonna lift it up. You see the lone wire right there? See that wire? You don't want to mess with that, right? So what I do is just flip it over on the side gently. Okay, there's your hard drive. It's a 2242. If you got the 2TB version, it'll come with a 2280, but at that point you probably don't need to be upgrading the hard drive anyway, right? So it's a 1TB 2242. So just gonna take the screw right here. I got it right in the middle there, and then there's a little clip here. Tight feel. Let me get this clip popped off. You just pull on it a little bit. Just be careful when you pull on it. SSD will pop up. There's your 2242 SSD. So now you're gonna take your Western Digital or your 2280, and I mean you can get a 2242. It's just gonna cost you more money. There's no real benefit, you know. So get the 2280 because you can fit it here, and it'll cost less money. Right? There's your drive. This is a single-sided SSD, as you can see, 2TB, very thin, really nicely done. And you see there's a post there for a 2280. So pop it in, down, take that very same screw, and you don't need this plastic piece now because you're just using the 2280 standoff, right? So. Okay, then you just go just until you feel it to tight tension. You know, it doesn't need to be super tight. Okay, then before you put the screw back in place, put that there, and then see if it fits. Now, you see there, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a gap, so it's not touching all the way. Okay, so I'm gonna put a different thermal pad there and see if that. It's actually, you know what? I had a position wrong, so it sits on it perfectly. So it's actually sitting on it really good, so we don't need to replace that at all. But if your drive is so thin that it has a gap, you can get a different thermal pad and put it in there. All right, so once it's all lined up, get your screw back, start putting it back together. When you put this back on, make sure there's standoffs right there, and there's a standoff right there. So make sure the standoffs line up right, okay? And all we're doing is just tighten it just to its hand tight, you know what I mean? That looks good there. Good there. All right, so next thing you want to do is put the battery back in. All right. Oh, where's my screws? Oh, that's so funny. Remember I tell you there's magnetic from the speakers? See the screws right there? Pretty funny stuff. All right, so let's get this bad boy back together. It's gonna be these two right here. One goes right there. The other goes right here. All right, so let's get this back together. It's plugged in, bend this back down. If you want, just to be sure, take your spudger or your pick tool and just push down the corners, make sure the battery cable's in place so everything looks good. Let's get the cover back on. Gently. You hear that? This should just all snap in place. Once that's all snapped back in place and it looks pretty good. All right, so let's take our long screwdriver again. Get these two bottom screws here. And remember, when you're tightening these screws, don't put any torque on it. Just tighten it until you feel resistance, and then go, tighten it till you feel resistance and go maybe a quarter turn more. That's it. You don't need any more. It's not high torque, it's not high tension, it's not on a strain. You know, when you do it if you do any more than that, you jeopardize, you know, or I'm sorry, you risk damaging something, which we don't want to do. Just take it easy, go slow. If you are tightening it and the screwdriver starts jumping around, you're going too tight, or you could just be having it, you could just have too small of a screwdriver. That's that. Let's close that. So 3 on the left. I keep switching because that other one has a long shaft on it. It's great for that, but I actually prefer this screwdriver because you just get better grip and better control on it. I know everybody loves the iFixit screwdrivers. They're very nice, don't get me wrong. I think they're a little bit expensive. This is a company called Street Biddle. I have a couple of their kits. I'll leave a link in the description. It's like 30 bucks for this kit, and it's got everything you need. All right, and that's it. We're all done. So a lot of these devices, when you remove the battery, they won't reboot until you plug power into them. So keep that in mind. You know, plug the power cable into it before you try to reboot it. Wait for the little charging indicator light to come on, and then you should be good to go. Now from here, if you clone the drive, then you should pop it in and it should just work. You should be good to go. If you were reflashing the Lenovo software, the Windows software, pop it in and then you follow the instructions. And I'll show you how to do it with the Bazite that I'm going to install. But basically, you're just going to hold down volume up and power, and then it'll go into a menu, and then from there you can just select the drive that has Bazite in it, and it'll install it there. It's all pretty straightforward, and there's a ton of tutorials out there. I'll post one in the video as well too. All right, so as you can see here, I've installed Bazite. I'm gonna put a link in the description on how to install Bazite here. Like I said, I'm also gonna put a link to a friend of mine. Her name is Nelly, and she'll show you how to clone your drive. Super easy. Let me just show you here. Let's go into the settings. Go down to storage. As you can see, so your internal memory 1.8, Western Digital Blue 1.8. So it's there, it's done, it's good to go. All right, so let's shut this bad boy down. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put a Dbrand skin on there. Just a little personal touch. I mean, you know, just to give it a little flair, a little bit of Jedi panache. So, all right, let's get started. I'm gonna get this thing booted down and I'll go over what we need to do here. Okay, so first things first, I'll put a link to the Dbrand skins. These are awesome. They come in a couple different flavors. They have a whole skin, which will cover the entire Legion Go 2, or they have just the front like this. I chose this because I'm actually gonna put a TPU cover over everything, and this would be the part that would be exposed, just the front of the controllers. So I chose that, and I'll put a link to the Dbrand website where you can take a look. They have like 34 maybe different patterns that you can pick from. It's actually really awesome. They're super high quality. They give you great instructions on how to install it, and it's not the most difficult thing in the world to do. It's pretty straightforward actually. Their quality is incredible. You know, I mean, you can get skins anywhere else. You can get vinyl skins. These are pre-cut. They fit perfectly, and just it's thicker. It feels really well. It's not a just pop it on and go thing. You do have to do a little bit of work, and by a little bit of work, I mean you're gonna need a blow dryer, right? And the reason why is that these devices, you see that there's a little bit of a contour there, and they kind of go over that, and you know it helps a ton to use a blow dryer heat gun. If you've never done anything like this, I highly suggest you use a blow dryer. It's very easy with a heat gun to overdo it and damage something, damage the skin, or potentially even damage the hardware, which you obviously don't want to do. So first things first, you want to clean this. So typically what I like to do is take a piece of a microfiber towel and just a small squirt of like a foaming window cleaner like Windex or something like that, just to wipe it down. Nothing too harsh. You can use alcohol. I'm not a fan of using alcohol directly. I think it could be a little bit too harsh. I don't want to use any water or anything like that. Just some kind of like a cleaner, like out of an aerosol can. They seem to work the best. I'll put a link in the stuff that I get from Walmart. It's just generic aerosol foaming window cleaner. And what you're really doing here is just wiping off any dust, debris, any kind of fingerprints, any grease or anything like that, because you want it to stick well and you don't want any debris under there, because then it could raise up and impact the quality of the install. So, and all these instructions are on Dbrand's website. Very simple to follow. Right? So bust there, so it looks clean. It's blow it. You need that stuff there. You need the blow dryer. The other thing you want to just make sure you got a good amount of light here. The brighter the light, in your work area, you'll be able to see any imperfections that you can see, that are visible there. So that's done there. It comes with this microfiber towel, which I'll show you how to use that at the end. I like to use this one here. So first things first, let's do the white controller. So you got that wiped off. Real simple. Peel it off. It's thick, it's pretty pliable, but you don't want to just yank on it, and you want to be careful because you don't want to get any dirt or anything stuck to it. Right? So just kind of line this up, figure out how you hold it, and just kind of line it up in a way so that you can see where it's going. What I like to do is use the touchpad there as that point. Right there. It's pretty forgiving, so if you don't get it right on the first try, then you can, go back and redo it. Once you get one spot down, just kind of take your time, make sure it looks good, and just start pressing. Don't rub your finger against it. If you rub your finger against it, you start kind of committing to where it is, and potentially if you're rubbing your finger against it before you're 100% sure where it is, you could create air bubbles if there's a crease, or you don't want to do that. So just kind of touch it down in place to kind of hold it, right? Once you're feeling pretty confident in the placement, then you can rub your fingers a little bit, just kind of go from the center out. You know how I'm doing that? Or if you're not sure, just, what you're doing there is check all your buttons, make sure they're not snagging or anything like that. Another key indication is this edge right here. It really shouldn't be overlapping on the edge there. See how like perfectly lined up on the edge that is? That's what you want, right? Just kind of little by little, once you're pretty confident, get that middle there and just work your way out gently, not a lot of pressure. Once you're feeling pretty good about that, you can start pressing on and pushing it out. By the way, this pattern is called Toxic Waste, and I thought it looked freaking awesome. It really could. It looks so good. I thought about getting the whole skin, but it's going to be covered, and it's just, I mean, these are incredible, but they're not cheap. You know what I mean? And you're feeling your hand across the line there. You can see where the bend is, or you can see where the crease is. You see that? See how it kind of changes the angle, right? And you can, if you push your hand against it, just rub it, you start to see where the bend is in there, right? Now you got a couple different options. You can bend that over and it'll probably hold. And if that was the only edge where it was like that, it would probably hold. But what you'll have is that you have all these others here, and if you don't bend it all over with the contours and stuff, eventually it'll pop back up, right? If you don't heat it up. So what you're gonna do is take the blow dryer to it, and the blow just on low heat, just for a minute or so, and you'll start to feel this is pretty thick and it's a little bit stiff. It'll become more pliable, and when you feel that thing, you start pressing it down. Okay, so I'm gonna Do that, and I'm gonna cut the sound out because nobody wants to hear blow dry growing. Once you heat it up and it starts to feel a little pliable, just start pressing down. Kind of work your way from here and press. Here and press. Here and press. Get that part done. Heat it more up some more. I have this blow dryer on low heat and I'm only heating for about 20, maybe 30 seconds. Just press it down. You see that? You see how it hit right perfectly and lined up with the seam there? The camera's catching that, but if it lined up with the seam there, then you know that's right. You did it right, okay? Same thing. So once you're happy with the way that is, oh, look, they caught that out, but there's a tiny crease right here. Probably can't even see it, but you can feel it. So what I do there, I'm gonna hit that with the blow dryer again, make it a little more pliable. Hit that with the blow dryer again to make it a little more pliable, just for a few seconds, and then boom, push on it and it goes away. Nice. Okay, let's do the next part. Super important part, if you're married, make sure you get your spouse's permission to use the blow dryer, because if I didn't ask my wife and she came and saw that I was messing with her blow dryer for my nerd stuff, I might get in a little bit of trouble. So, pro tip. All right, so, and you're always working in one direction, okay? What I mean by that, if you didn't catch it, I started here, I started pressing and going this way, okay? And going this way and all the way down and across and back over, okay? Back over and out to here. And there's a reason why I did that, and it's important, okay? If you start like this and you go this way, you start working this way, your way down here, right? Then you get to here. Say you get to here. Then you start over here and start working your way in here. You could potentially push a crease in there. So by going out, if there is any kind of air bubbles or anything like that that would cause a crease, you're pushing them out. Pushing them out. Does that make sense? So I got it. That feels good. No creases. Okay, tiny bit of one. Thought I just felt one. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe a tiny inkling of a crease here. Okay, so once you get that, you keep it, warm it up again, and push down, and then boom, gone. Okay, now the last thing you want to do here, before I do the other side, I'll show you this here. So, well, actually first, some of the skins come with a touchpad. Some of the fancier skins like the Area 51 and such, I don't think they come with a touchpad, or it might be the ones that because they actually have a skin that's really cool. That's a skeleton of the motherboard. It's actually really awesome. Those don't come with that because they're made out of a different material and it won't allow a touchpad to work. But this one comes with the touchpad one. So this is a little bit simpler. Just kind of look at the flow, right? So everything is going this way on the pattern. So I kind of think that maybe this is the way, yeah, this is the way it should go. And it'll line up, because you know, you can put it on and then it's the wrong angle and it doesn't look right. So make sure if you get one of these, make sure you pay attention to that. Like I said, touch it down till you're sure. And when you're sure it's placed right, then you can rub it. Rub it in place. Okay. Look at that. I don't like it. It's in place right. There's a tiny bit more gap on top than there is on bottom. So I think I need to realign it. Can you see that? It's got a little bit bigger gap there, a little bit bigger gap here than on the bottom there. So, and that's why you want to press it down gently before you start rubbing it. Ooh, I might have bamboozled myself. Like I said, this stuff is forgiving, but it's not impervious. So, Peel it off slowly, and it does stretch. So if you're peeling it back off, be careful. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that looks like it's much better centered. So that is centered a little bit better there. So better. Okay, and you see how the flow of the line and stuff like that, that looks really good like that, as opposed to if I just tossed it on there and not paid attention, I could have potentially had it out of whack and looking funky, which you don't want to do, right? Because this is a cosmetic thing. I mean, it protects it a little bit, but it's cosmetic more than anything. You want it to be as pretty as it can be. So once that's done, hit it. 20-30 seconds, just hit it, and all you're really doing there is just make sure you're getting any air bubbles. Also, just you're kind of sealing the edges there, right? Because you're gonna have direct friction on here, right? That's good there, that's good there, that's good there. So once you're done with that, they include this microfiber towel, and it has a specific use. It's like a regular microfiber towel. It's a little bit more abrasive, I would say. And the point of it is that you can almost feel here where it meets. And so what you do is you just rub it. They say rub it 10 to 15 times back and forth with a little bit of pressure. And then it'll help kind of work it in so that it smooths it out or meets the seam a little bit so it doesn't stick up, because it almost feels like it's sticking up or it's raised, right? So yeah, that's a huge difference. It actually feels a little bit more. You can always tell that there's a lip there. It's always gonna feel like there's a lip there, but it just feels a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it. Like it's almost mushed or laid flatter. I don't know what the right term is, but it makes a difference. So man, I'll tell you what, Dbrand knows their stuff. They know their stuff, man. All right, that feels really good. I think that looks awesome. I think that looks so cool. It definitely looks better than the black is nice, but I think that looks insane to me. So, okay, you don't need to watch me do the other side. This process is the same. I'm gonna cut the video off for right now, do the other side, and then I'll come back. All right. I think that looks freaking fire. I think that looks so sharp, so awesome. So one more thing, on my review of the Legion Go, I love the sticks on this device. If you can tell, I feel like they're a little bit slick. So I was trying to think of something that we can do. So I went and got some of these from Skull & Co. I think these are awesome, and I kind of wanted to try some of them out. So let's pop some of these on and take a look. Oh, look how awesome that looks, man. That looks freaking awesome. So they do, like I said, Dbrand does have an entire skin. They don't have a kill switch case, which I wish they did for this. I had to do a separate TPU, and I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, but this looks freaking awesome, man. Yeah, I think I might try to see if Skull & Co has a blue version of this that matches this blue, because I think it would look better with that blue, right? Tell me what you think in the comments, but I think that would look better. But yeah. Oh, that looks so freaking awesome. And it feels so good. So good. Okay, so let's throw a screen protector on here in the case, and then I'll show you a couple other small upgrades for this device, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, so that's done. Now let's talk about protecting it. So got a screen protector here. All the stuff that I used in this video, I will link in the description here. So first things first, we need to take the controllers off. Put that one right there. It goes right here. So I like to, because I've actually purchased them before and they didn't fit well, so I always want to kind of test fit. So it goes right there. And that looks like that is a perfect fit, right? Sweet. Okay, so let's cover that. Make sure it's nice and clean. They do come with these like little wet alcohol pads and a dry pad. I always have a microfiber towel around, so I like to just use my own. Like I said, a little, aerosol glass cleaner. Just a tiny dab on the cloth. I don't ever really spray it on the device itself. A lot of the catch to this, I'm not the best at this, but I find I've had the most success when I do this, when I don't try to breathe on it or anything like that. I just do it, you know, and I try to do it quickly. Did I mention that I'm terrible at this? Yep, sometimes that happens. So I think it's just too far over. Let's see if we can lift it up and get it move over without getting any dust particles. It seems like every time I lift it back up to reposition it, I get stuck with dust particles. Second time's a charm. Look at that. All right. That was much easier than I thought it was going to be. As I mentioned, I'm terrible at this, so let's just wipe it all down. Dbrand does not make a kill switch case for this. I wish there was a kill switch case. So I got this TPU cover, which allows the kickstand to work. I got this off of AliExpress, and I'll link it. You can also get it off of Amazon. It's just a couple bucks more on Amazon, but see what we got here. Pop it in. Nope. Oh no, look at putting it on. I hit the corner there, did I? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I thought I hit the corner of the skin, but it's actually just the design. Okay, so again, you know, it's a kind of a pain in the butt to take it off now, to take the controllers off, but it's protected. It still looks really good. I like the way this looks a lot. So that's pretty fire. You can still use the kickstand. You can still get access to all the buttons. It adds a little nice texture to it. Pretty awesome. So a couple other things that I would recommend for this device. Okay, this next thing may sound kind of silly. It's optional because, you know, the Legion Go 2 has the controller that removes, and it has the mouse mode, and the mouse mode works really well on this device. That being said, I still like to carry a Bluetooth keyboard. This is a Bluetooth keyboard. It's a cassette made by a company called Samsers. I use this on pretty much all my PC handhelds. The keyboard and mouse combination, it's like 50 bucks. It's foldable. It's really good quality. It comes with a carrying case. I'll leave a link from where I got it from off of Amazon. It works really well. I like it a lot. The other thing is for the Legion Go, I really enjoy, this is a JSAUX 6-in-1 dock. They make another variant that's got 2 cooling fans on it. I really like this one. It takes up to 100 watt power delivery. It's got 2 USB 3.2s. It's got USB-C, direct Ethernet, HDMI out. It works great for the Legion Go too. It sits on it. It works great for most of my PC hands. I have a bunch of docks. This is probably my favorite one. I have like 2 of them. They work well. It's ooh, get that back on it. So, but yeah, it works really well. And then the last thing, you know, I know this does come with the official Legion Go carrying case, and it works. And the carrying case is excellent. I do like to carry my stuff around in a Tomtoc bag. This is the bag I use. It is this one here from Tomtoc. It's actually classified as a Steam Deck bag. It is an excellent bag. I mean, I don't have an x86 that's not fitting here before, and I've showed this on a couple of different videos. It is a great bag. You know, this here, look, you can fit, it's got a pillow here, so you can fit it right in there. The pillow to protect it, and it's got a little Velcro piece. So now it's fully protected. Screen's protected. The controller sticks are protected. You can still close it. You can also fit, you fit your keyboard and mouse in there. You still got plenty of room. You can stick keys. You can stick phone, a pair of AirPods. I mean, anything you want. And there's still a ton of space in there. You can also stick the Legion Go power cord in here. There's still room for that. There's a bunch of different things that you can do with this. This is a great bag, and it also has a a pocket on the outside where if you want to stick your wallet in or your keys or something, and it's got a slot there, or some SD cards. You still have enough room in here. Actually, man, look at that. You could fit the power cord and the power brick. Speaking of power bricks, let me show you what I like to use. This is a U-Green Nexode battery power brick or battery backup. I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. It's great. It's 92 watt hours, I believe it is. It's got 3 ports, 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. They're 140 watts, and that comes with the USB-C cable. Perfect for charging this guy up. Your phone, handhelds, I mean anything. So we took the Legion Go 2, which is an absolutely awesome machine, and added some upgrades, and I really believe we made it better. I think we gave it a better experience. We gave it a little bit more power, a little bit more options for usage and stuff, and I'm really happy with it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite accessories are for your PC handhelds. Is it a keyboard? Is it a controller? Is it a favorite case? Let me know what you think. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and consider subscribing. My name is Matt, and as always, thanks for watching. Take it easy and keep gaming.